Right now, in this very moment, another version of you already exists. A you who is peaceful, provided for, loved, confident, walking in a life that feels like home. That reality is not somewhere far away in time. It is right here waiting for you to step into it from the inside. You are not trying to create something from nothing. You are choosing which version of you to accept. Every desire you have is a quiet message from within, reminding you of who you already are in the highest sense. That is why your deepest desires feel so personal. They match a truer version of you. You've been told that life happens to you from the outside, but look closely at your own story. Think of a time when you changed inside first. Maybe you stopped believing you were unworthy of friendship, and suddenly people began to notice you. Maybe you decided you were capable of learning a new skill, and doors opened you could not see before. The outer change followed an inner decision. It always does. There is a simple truth that has been whispered for ages: as you believe, so it is done for you. When you hear that, it is not a threat. It is a loving invitation. Life is saying to you, I will mirror back to you what you accept as true about yourself. You are not being judged. You are being reflected. Imagine for a moment that your imagination is not pretend. It is the womb of your world. Every image you hold with feeling is a seed. You are planting something every day, whether you do it consciously or not. When you replay past hurts, you plant more of the same. When you lovingly see yourself as already healed, chosen, successful, at peace, you plant a higher reality. You may say, but I do not see it yet. Of course you do not see it yet. A seed does not look like a tree. A promise does not look like the finished miracle. Yet there is another old line that says, when you pray and ask, believe that you have already received it and it will be yours. That means you are invited to feel the end as real inside before you touch it outside. So ask yourself gently, without pressure, if my highest reality was already here, who would I be? How would I walk into a room? How would I speak to myself in my mind? How would I handle money, love, health, work? Do not rush your answer. Let it come like a soft picture in your heart. Now, instead of waiting for life to change so you can feel that way, dare to feel that way now, even in small ways. If the highest you is calm and trusting, take a breath and receive that calm for a moment. If the highest you feels loved, place a hand over your heart and simply say within, I am loved. Even now, even here, you are stepping into that reality by assuming its feeling. You might think, but my circumstances are shouting the opposite. Yes, they are. They are only the echo of what you once believed. The echo does not control you. It only reveals. Yesterday's song, you can sing a new song now. You can choose a new inner story even while the old echo fades. Think of someone who longed for a loving relationship after many disappointments. For years they told themselves, no one ever stays. I am always left. Life kept proving that story right. One day, instead of begging life to bring someone to fix their loneliness, they turned within and gently changed the story. They began to say, I am someone who is easy to love. I am chosen. I am valued. At first it felt strange, even false. But they persisted, not with force, but with quiet faith. They imagined small, simple scenes, laughing with a partner, sharing meals, feeling safe. They did not chase. They did not cling. They lived as if being loved was natural. Over time, their choices changed. They stopped accepting crumbs. They walked away from what did not honor them, and a relationship appeared that matched their new inner state. It looked like a miracle, but it was simply the outer world catching up to who they had already become inside. The same is true for money, health, purpose, and peace. Do not make your desire your master. Let it be a gentle guide. When you desire more abundance, it is really a desire to live as someone who trusts they are supported. When you desire healing, it is a desire to live as someone who knows wholeness is their true nature. When you desire purpose, it is a desire to live as someone who believes their existence is meaningful. You are not begging an outside power to notice you. The power is already within you, breathing your lungs, beating your heart. That power is pure love. It does not accuse. It does not withhold. It invites. It whispers. All things are possible to the one who believes. This belief is not hard work. It is a gentle choosing. I choose to see myself as already becoming the person I long to be. You may not feel it perfectly. That is fine. A small opening of belief is enough for love to move. Try something simple tonight as you lie down to sleep. Do not rehearse the problems of today. Instead, let your body relax and bring to mind a small scene that would be true if your highest reality were here. Maybe you see yourself checking your phone and smiling at a message that brings good news. Maybe you see yourself waking up peaceful, knowing the bills are paid. Maybe you see yourself walking with energy and health. Keep the scene short and simple and feel it as if it is happening now. Do not strain. Let it be like a pleasant daydream. Feel the emotions of it. Relief, gratitude, joy, security. Let those feelings wrap around you like a warm blanket as you drift into sleep. In that gentle state, your inner world is most open. You are impressing your mind with a new pattern. You are planting the seed of your highest reality. During the day, watch your inner conversations. Notice when your mind says, I cannot, it never works for me, nothing ever changes. Do not fight those thoughts with anger. Just smile and answer them kindly, as if you are talking to a child you love. You can say within, that may have been true before, but I am choosing something new now. I am allowed to change. I am allowed to receive. Your inner talk is powerful. It is like constant prayer. You may think you are only worrying, but worry is imagination used in the wrong direction. You are picturing what you do not want and feeling it as if it is certain. You can turn this around. When your mind starts writing a dark script, gently rewrite it. See the scene turn in your favor. Hear the words you wish to hear. Feel the ending you wish to live. None of this asks you to deny reality. It asks you to recognize that your inner state is the root of your outer reality. When you adjust the root, the fruit changes. Maybe not this hour, maybe not this day, but it must change. Because the law is simple. What you accept as true within, with feeling, shows up without. You are not alone in this. There is a loving presence that moves with your faith. When you dare to believe that you are already being guided, doors appear where there were only walls. When you dare to believe that you are forgiven, shame melts and you walk lighter. When you dare to believe that good can come even from your mistakes, your past becomes raw material for a beautiful future. Look back over your life. There were times you did not know how you would make it, yet here you are. There were nights you thought would break you, but morning came. That same love that kept you then is with you now, inviting you higher. Not because you are broken and need to be fixed, but because there is more of you to discover. So today, choose one desire that truly matters to your heart. Not something to impress others, not something born of fear, but something that feels like home when you think about it. See yourself as already one with it. Speak kindly to yourself about it. Give thanks, not as a trick, but as a sign of trust that life is working with you, not against you. You do not have to know how it will happen. You are not asked to figure out every detail. Your part is to see, to feel, to believe, and to act from that belief when the moment comes. The way will open step by step. The right ideas, the right people, the right timing will unfold. Right now, in this very moment, you can step into your highest reality on the inside. You can accept that you are loved, capable, guided, and worthy of every good thing your heart longs for. Let that truth sink in. Breathe it in. Walk from this moment as someone who already carries the answer within. The world will catch up. Notice how your feelings shift even with these ideas. Something inside you recognizes this truth like a memory waking up. You may have moments of doubt, but you also have flashes of deep knowing. Hold on to those quiet moments of knowing. They are little signs that your spirit already understands what your mind is learning. You can begin to live this in small, gentle ways. When you wake up in the morning, instead of immediately remembering your problems, pause for a moment. Place a hand on your chest and say softly in your mind, today I choose my highest reality. I choose to see myself as loved, guided, and provided for. Feel those words, even if only a little. Let them color the way you get out of bed, the way you get dressed, the way you move through your home. When you look in the mirror, do not repeat the old judgments. Instead, speak to yourself as you would speak to a dear friend you respect. You might say, I am proud of you for still being here. I know you are growing into something beautiful. I see your value even when you forget it. You are not lying. You are calling out the truth of who you really are beyond fear and habit. There is a line that says, ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. You have already been seeking. You would not be reading these words if you were not ready to rise higher. Asking is not only in your words, it is in your focus. When you focus on your highest reality with love and trust, that is a kind of asking. When you look within instead of only outside, that is a kind of seeking. Why? Who might say, I have asked so many times, why has nothing changed? But think of how you ask. Many times we ask with fear, not with faith. We ask while secretly picturing the worst. We ask with the feeling, it probably will not work for me. That is not wrong. It just means the heart is still wounded. And now you are learning a kinder way. You ask by deciding who you are, not by begging for what you think you are missing. Try this. Instead of saying, please give me money, you might say within, I am someone who is always guided to what I need. Opportunities find me. I handle money with wisdom. I am supported. Breathe into that. Imagine how that kind of person moves. See them walking through their day. Notice how they respond to bills, to work, to new possibilities. Then, as you go through your own day, lean toward those same responses, even in small ways. If you have a health challenge, instead of repeating, I am sick, I am broken, you can begin to say, every day I am moving toward wholeness. My body knows how to heal. Life is working with me. I am more than this pain. Then picture yourself doing something you would do if you felt better, laughing, walking, enjoying simple things. Feel the lightness of that, even if your body still aches. You are not pretending the pain is not there. You are introducing a higher truth, that your true self is whole, and your body can be touched by that wholeness. And if your heart has been hurt by people, if you feel rejected, forgotten, or betrayed, hear this quietly. Their actions did not define your worth. People may have failed you, but love itself has never abandoned you. There is a gentle promise hidden in these words. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Let that soak into the places that feel empty. Even when no one else understood you, something higher saw you, held you, and carried you to this very moment. You can even go back and revise your memories in your imagination. This does not change what happened in time, but it can heal the power those events still have over you. Close your eyes and bring up a painful scene from your past, but do not relive the pain. Instead, imagine that the scene turns. Hear the words you needed to hear. See yourself being respected, chosen, and loved in that moment. Feel the relief. Let that new version settle in your heart. You may be surprised how this softens your The actions in the present. Your imagination is not an escape. It is the workshop of your reality. You are not running away from life when you imagine a higher outcome. You are shaping life at its root. The world calls it wishful thinking, but deep inside you know that what you hold in sustained feeling has a way of walking toward you. One simple phrase can guide you through the day, I am. Whatever you attach to I am becomes powerful. If you say, I am always unlucky, I am stupid, I am ugly, those become heavy garments you wear without even noticing. But you can choose new garments. I am learning, I am growing, I am worthy of kindness, I am ready for good things. These are not just words, they are seeds of a new self. When fear rises up, and it will, do not panic. Fear does not mean you have failed. It only means your old patterns are still trying to protect themselves. You can say to the fear, I see you. I know you are trying to keep me safe, but we are safe now. We are allowed to believe in something better. Then gently return to your chosen state, your chosen reality. You might find it helpful to take a few minutes each day just to sit quietly and feel into you. Our highest reality, no phone, no distractions. Sit, breathe slowly, and ask inside, if everything in my life was now working for my highest good, how would I feel in my body? How would my chest feel, my stomach, my face? Then see if you can let that feeling spread. Even if you can only feel it a little, that little bit is enough. It will grow with practice. Surround yourself with words that lift you. Write down phrases that make your spirit feel wide and free, and place them where you can see them, on your wall, your desk, your phone screen. When your mind slips into old, heavy stories, these words will be like gentle hands, guiding you back. You are allowed to take this journey at your own pace. There is no race, no competition. You are not behind. You are right on time for your own path. Every experience you had, even the painful ones, can now be used as fuel for compassion, wisdom, and depth. The part of you that has suffered is also the part of you that can love others deeply, because you understand their pain. As you step into your highest reality within, you will notice that some things in your outer world start to shift. Some people may fall away. New people may appear, old. Habits may lose their grip. New ideas may light up your mind. Do not be afraid of these changes. They are simply your outer life rearranging itself to match the new state you are living in. When you feel impatience, gently remind yourself, I am not waiting for my highest reality to come. I am choosing to live from it now. Even while things still look the same, you can carry yourself as the one who already knows they are cared for, already knows they are loved, already knows they are guided. Keep returning to this truth. Whenever you forget, your inner world is the doorway. Every time you choose a loving thought over a fearful one, every time you rest in the feeling of being already supported instead of abandoned, every time you treat yourself with kindness instead of criticism, you are stepping again and again into that higher reality that has been calling you all along. There is a gentle line that says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Notice it does not say, be transformed by forcing the outer world to change first. The shift begins in how you see, how you think, how you speak to yourself in the quiet moments. Your mind is not your enemy. It is a garden. Thoughts are seeds. For a long time, the seeds might have been fear, doubt, and unworthiness. Now you are learning to plant new ones. Think of someone who felt lost in their work. Every day felt the same. They believed, I am stuck. I have no options. I am just surviving. Life reflected that belief. Then something small shifted. They began to say, maybe there is a place for my gifts. Maybe I am more than this role. Maybe there is a path I cannot yet see. They did not quit everything overnight. They just started to imagine themselves as someone valuable, someone with something meaningful to offer. They pictured themselves waking up excited for the day, contributing in ways that felt aligned with their heart. They saw people appreciating their work. They saw themselves learning, growing, expanding. That inner picture gave them courage to take one small step, a class, a conversation, a new project, a different way of showing up at their current job. Over time, opportunities appeared. What changed first? Not the world, the way they saw themselves. This is how you step into your highest reality, not always with one giant leap, but with many inner choices to see yourself differently. When you feel like a victim, you can pause and say, maybe I am more powerful than this. Maybe I can choose how I respond. When you feel ignored, you can say, even if others do not see me yet, I am seen by the one who made me. My value does not depend on their attention. That quiet shift in self-view is sacred. It is you reclaiming your life from old stories. Sometimes the hardest part is forgiving yourself. You look back at past choices and think, if only I had done that differently. You carry guilt and regret like heavy stones. But listen softly, you did the best you knew at the time with the understanding you had. You are not that same person now. You are growing, awakening, learning. There is a promise that says, old things are passed away, all things are become new. That includes you. You are allowed to release the past and step into a new identity. You can speak this over yourself. I release the version of me who did not know better. I bless them for surviving. I now choose to walk as the one who knows they are loved, guided, and forgiven. When shame rises, answer it with compassion. You are not your mistakes. You are the one who is learning from them and being reshaped by Oh. As you practice this, you will notice something almost magical. The same situations that used to trigger you no longer have the same power. Where you once reacted with anger, you now pause and respond with clarity. Where you once shrank in fear, you now feel a quiet strength. That is evidence that your inner reality is changing. And according to the law, when the inner changes, the outer must follow. Remember, your highest reality is not simply about getting things. It is about being someone. The things, the circumstances, the relationships are expressions of that being. When you focus only on the things, you feel anxious and desperate. When you focus on who you are in truth, a deeply loved, infinitely supported being, peace returns. From that peace, what you truly need begins to flow more easily. If your desire is for a home that feels safe and warm, ask yourself, how can I feel more at home in myself right now? Maybe it is by keeping a small promise to yourself. Maybe it is by making a corner of your room beautiful, even if the whole house is not how you want yet. Maybe it is by choosing thoughts that are kind instead of harsh. As you create a sense of home within you, our outer home will begin to mirror that gradually. If your desire is for meaningful friendships, ask, how can I be the kind of friend I wish to have? Not from a place of people-pleasing, but from a place of genuine love. You can practice listening more deeply, offering encouragement, being real rather than perfect. As you embody the qualities you desire, people who resonate with that will be drawn into your life, and those who cannot meet you there may gently drift away. If your desire is for peace in your mind, remember that peace is not the absence of all problems. It is the presence of trust in the middle of them. You can affirm, I may not see every step, but I am being led. I choose to rest in that. When anxious thoughts rush in like a flood, you can breathe and repeat a simple truth, I am held. Like a child in the arms of a loving parent, you can lean into that unseen embrace. There is another line that says, perfect love casts out fear. Fear loses its grip not because you fight it with force, but because you allow love to grow stronger in your awareness. The more you remember, I am loved. I am not alone. There is a plan for my good, the smaller your fears appear. The why may still knock on the door, but they no longer control your steps. As you continue on this path, you may notice a new kind of responsibility awakening in you. You realize that your thoughts, your words, your inner pictures are not random. They are creative. You begin to ask, what am I agreeing with today? What am I rehearsing in my mind? When you catch yourself rehearsing failure, you can gently switch to rehearsing success. When you catch yourself expecting rejection, you can choose to expect favor instead. You might even turn this into a little practice. Throughout the day, ask yourself, what reality am I stepping into right now with this thought, this feeling, this reaction? If it is a reality of lack, fear, and smallness, you have the power to turn. You do not need to feel guilty. Just turn. Choose again. Pick up a thought that matches your highest self. Say within, no, I am not choosing that old story. I am choosing the one where I am supported, where things work out for me, where I am deeply loved. It can help to remember that your desires are not random. The deepest ones, the ones that keep returning even after disappointment, are like divine whispers about what is possible for you. They are not there to torment you. They are there to invite you. When you long for more love, more freedom, more expression, you are responding to a call from within to become more fully who you already are in spirit. So instead of saying, why do I even want this if it is so hard? You can say, this desire is a sign that a higher version of me is ready to come forward. I do not need to force it. I will cooperate with it. Cooperation looks like nurturing faith, caring for your inner state, and taking steps when they appear, steps that feel aligned with the person you are choosing to be. You are learning to live from the end, as if the promise is already fulfilled. That does not mean ignoring common sense. It means letting your sense of identity come from the fulfilled desire, not from the lack of it. When you live from the end inside, your choices naturally begin to line up with that end. You treat yourself differently. You speak differently. You notice different paths. And if some days you feel tired and fall back into old patterns, be gentle. Growth is not a straight line. Even when a seed is under the soil unseen, it is still growing. Your unseen work, your quiet prayers, your silent decisions to forgive, your hidden moments of faith when no one is watching, all of that is doing more than you know. Keep reminding yourself, I am not trying to become worthy of my highest reality. I already am worthy, and that is why it calls to me. I am simply becoming aware of what has always been true of me in the eyes of love. There will come moments when everything around you seems unchanged, and the old version of you tries to whisper, see, nothing is happening. But this is exactly when your new inner stance becomes powerful. Just as a seed pushes upward in the dark before breaking through the soil, your transformation is unfolding long before the world displays proof. The feeling of nothing happening is often the quietest stage of the greatest change. In these moments, you can remind yourself, gently, just because I cannot see the shift yet does not mean it is not real. I am becoming who I choose to be, and life is rearranging itself in ways I cannot see. Trust is doing a sacred work inside you during these moments. It is strengthening your foundation so that when the blessing arrives, you are strong enough to hold it. There is a story of someone who dreamed of starting a business but had failed attempts in the past. Every time they tried, doubt would rise, telling them they were not smart enough or skilled enough. They believed those voices for years. But then they began to imagine themselves differently. They pictured themselves leading with confidence, making wise decisions, attracting customers who valued their work. They rehearsed scenes in their mind, checking orders, smiling at satisfied clients, feeling proud of their growth. At first, nothing changed on the outside, but inside, a new identity was forming. They stopped speaking negatively about their abilities. They took small steps, researching, learning, organizing. Then one opportunity came, seemingly out of nowhere. A friend mentioned their skills in a conversation, and that mention led to their first real client. What looked like luck was simply life responding to the new self they had already accepted. This is how manifestation often unfolds, quietly, naturally, without strain. The inner shift creates a new magnetic field, and the outer world responds. You do not need to chase what is already aligned with you. You only need to become the version of yourself that naturally receives it. One of the most life-changing practices is learning to rest in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Rest, not force. Rest, not chase. Rest, not worry. Rest is the sign of true faith. When a child asks a loving parent for something, they do not fret afterward. They trust that it will be taken care of. That same trust is available to you. The love that formed you, the love that breathed life into you is not far away. It within you, guiding you gently. When you rest in the feeling of your desire already being answered, you send a clear message to your subconscious mind, this is who I am now. And the subconscious, like fertile soil, begins to grow whatever is planted with feeling. It does not argue, it does not question, it simply responds. This is why guarding your inner state is so important. Not out of fear, but out of awareness, you are always sowing something. Throughout the day, you can return to your chosen feeling, even for a few seconds at a time. Feel what it would be like to already have what you desire. Feel the relief, the joy, the freedom, the gratitude. Let that feeling wash over your body like warm sunlight. You may notice your shoulders relax, your breath deepen, your mind quiet. This is alignment. This is stepping into your highest reality in real time. Some people think manifestation is about controlling the world, but it is actually about allowing the world to reflect your inner knowing. When you become the one who already is what you seek, you no longer need to strain. You simply allow. Life becomes smoother. You notice synchronicities. You feel guided. Even challenges feel different. They become signs pointing you to deeper strength. And in this journey, one of the most profound things you can do is bless what you already have. Gratitude is not a technique, it is recognition. When you appreciate what is present, you affirm that you are supported now, not someday. That feeling of being supported expands your capacity to receive more. Look at your life and find even one small thing to bless. Maybe it is the roof over your head, the breath in your lungs, the lessons that shaped you, the resilience that carried you, the love you have known in small or large ways. When you bless your life blesses you back. Bless your desires too. They are not burdens, they are invitations. Instead of saying, why do I want this so much, you can say, thank you for showing me more of who I am meant to become. This shift turns longing into alignment. It transforms waiting into preparation. You may notice that as you bless your desires, fear begins to loosen its hold. Fear thrives on resistance. When you stop resisting your dreams and begin embracing them, fear has nothing left to grip. You walk lighter. You speak with more authority. You stand with more certainty. There is a gentle power in you that is waking up. It is the power to choose how you see yourself, how you narrate your life, how you hold your desires, how you respond to challenges. This power does not shout. It whispers, it nudges, it invites. But when you follow it, your entire world shifts. You might start to feel moments of inspiration, ideas that come suddenly, urges to move in certain directions. Trust those nudges. They are part of the unfolding. Sometimes the guidance you receive will be subtle, like a new thought you cannot ignore. Other times it will be bold, like a door swinging wide open. Either way, the more you trust the guidance, the clearer it becomes. And remember, you do not manifest by forcing yourself to be perfect. You manifest by returning again and again to your chosen state, even after forgetting. You manifest by choosing faith over fear, love over judgment, vision over limitation. You manifest by stepping into the inner reality first and watching as the outer world rearranges itself in ways that feel miraculous yet deeply natural. So now, my dear, this is your moment. Not tomorrow, not one day, but now. You do not need anyone's permission to step into who you really are. You have walked through enough darkness to know the value of light. You have carried enough heaviness to recognize the beauty of freedom. That quiet longing inside you is not foolish, it is holy. It is the voice of your highest self saying, I am ready to live. So take a breath and decide. Decide to see yourself as loved. Decide to see yourself as guided. Decide to see yourself as already becoming the person you have always hoped you could be. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not too late. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be to begin again. Let the old story fall from your shoulders. Let the shame, the fear, the I can't slide off you like a heavy coat you were never meant to wear. Walk forward now in the feeling that your highest reality is already reaching back for you. Let your steps be small if they need to be, but let them be sure. You are not walking alone. Love goes before you, prepares the way, and lifts you when you stumble. Hold your head a little higher. Soften your heart a little more. Believe, even if your belief is trembling. From this very moment, choose to live as the one who is already chosen, already supported, already becoming the miracle they once only dreamed of.